how's it going, guys? So welcome back to my channel. For those of you returning, thank you for all your love, support. Thank you to my subscribers, especially those that have been with me since day one. And it has been, we're going on 4 years now. 4 years since I started up my wee channel. Thank you so much. It's amazing. And yes, the algorithms are a thing, and it's real. When you like, share, subscribe, and do all that stuff, when you interact with my channel, it does bump it up a little bit, and you're more than welcome to help me out, but it's not required. Okay, you take what you need and you go on your merry little way, and I wish you all the best. I wish you well. To those of you that are new, I do 13 zodiacs, one zodiac per one of each per month, and I do the best I can. And then the rest of my videos are, sometimes they're filler videos, sometimes they're really informative, sometimes they're interesting, sometimes they're unusual experience. You'll never be bored on my channel. I've got over 1,000 videos on there. Okay, so there's lots to choose from. At the very beginning, some of my videos, I didn't even show my face. It was like completely black, and it was just me talking, and I was at a euphoric state. I wasn't even here on planet Earth, and I wasn't drinking, I wasn't smoking, I was fasting, and I was exercising, so I was completely a whole other entity at that point. It was interesting. Brought myself back down to earth, and I'm feeling a little bit better now, and I don't care who wants to judge, it's fine. So what was in my mind, lately I've been seeing interesting bees around my garden in the backyard, and I thought for sure this had to do with the blue bees in Australia, but they're completely different, and I don't even know how they would travel like that. But let's not get started on the whole round or flat earth theory. Blue bees, so I did research to see if there's any in Canada, and there is, and they have one called the blue orchard bee. Okay, and at first glance the blue orchard bee kind of looks black, but it has like a dark metallic blue-green kind of outside to it. And the males have a little tuft of hair on them, so they kind of look furry. So they look like a furry little blue bee. And their body traps pollen and delivers it from one flower to the next, like most of them do. Some of them carry it on their legs and stuff too. But it makes them highly efficient pollinators. So the way they do it is, instead of the big hives, these ones are more solitary. Yes, they do have, they call it a brood, which I thought was interesting, because brood's also a name for an Egyptian collar. And it's also to do something Scottish or Viking or Irish, I don't know which one it is, but the brood they would make for visitors coming to Egypt, and they would make them out of flowers. But you see the collars, even when they make costumes and stuff like that, or movie props, when they make the collar, it's called a brood. But that's what they call their little hives, if you want to call it. And they live in the wood, so they burrow little holes, and then they plant the eggs in there, the females, and then they cover it over with mud. So it's a little bit different than the traditional bees that we're used to hearing about. Yeah, where is it? Yeah, they like orchards, so their population has risen because of the fact that they're planting more orchards around for any of the farms and stuff like that. I thought that was interesting. Anyways, we'll get to the reading. Let's see who's next. We just did a fire kiss there, so we'll see who comes out next. Maybe this has something to do with you. Maybe this is your spiritual message for a spiritual animal or insect, whatever you want to call it. Maybe there's a message there. I'll even look that up right now. Spiritual meaning behind the blue bee. Or just bee. Spiritual meaning. Let's see. Give me a second. I don't want to waste time on here. Just give me a second to let me find. Okay, so kind of like oracles, they have a profound spiritual teachers. Okay, symbolic for that. Also unity, sense of shared responsibility, like community, working together. Back in the day, they used to call certain women or oracles bees, and they were protected by beekeepers. Yeah. let's see what we got here. And then I'm just going to turn it back to this one. This one's giving me 8 of Cups energy. Kind of going on your own. Which one popped up? Take the top one. Aquarius. And then we had a Leo and an Aries that fell to the ground. So you could be dealing with a Leo or an Aries. And then one that's hidden is a Pisces. So we got Aquarius. Let's go with Aquarius. Keep in mind, these are the original 13 zodiacs before they changed them and dropped Ophiuchus, which is for healing, part of the zodiac, to the 12 zodiacs. Because they just decided to do that. That's all. Way back when. Because apparently the people that are privy to such knowledge that our ancestors had decided to hoard it all for themselves and not share it with the general collective and keep us all dumb down so that they can keep controlling the narrative and stay on top and never have to do their shadow work, which is part of their journey that, like the rest of us, they have to go through. And I guess they didn't want to do that. It's a part of our abundance. So if they hoard it all for themselves. Okay, moving forward. Definitely activist or somebody that is active in whatever it is that they're doing. Knight of Clubs energy. Charging forward, not afraid to get into the battle. Maybe a little bit naive in the sense that regardless of whatever the potential dangers or risks are, you still head into it anyways. This could be somebody, yourself. This could be your energy or somebody that you're around that takes initiative, and maybe they're a leader. They're somebody that likes to kind of govern communities or help other people out. And this could be somebody that's inspiring you or you inspire other people too. Knight of Clubs energy. So if you are in charge of a lot of people, even if you don't want to, let's say you didn't elect yourself, but other people just decide to elect you, well, it comes with responsibilities, even if you don't want it. Usually people that are meant to be in those positions don't actually want it. It's funny how that works, isn't it? Yeah, so a journey, advancement into the unknown, alteration, flight, absence, change of residence. You could be moving, or maybe somebody you know is going to be moving shortly. What are we getting for Aquarius? Maybe you're in the market. Right now in Canada, in my region, the price ranges are changing or something to do with the real estate. So you could be trying to sell a house right now, or if it's a cottage, or maybe stone house. I don't know. Maybe something you built. Quit. Discharge, released, free and clear, or quit. To discharge, to rid, to acquit, to leave, to abandon. You could have left a situation. Like I said, this is leaving. So maybe you left an old place of residence, or you left an old situation in general. You just quit up and left. This could be from a job, but it doesn't feel like that. This feels like an actual homestead. In the back here, you see this big ass house. Maybe it's a mansion or something like that. And they just kind of took off and left. Took what you needed and went on your own way. But the thing is, you're by yourself here. I don't know if you're going with anybody else right now. If this is your energy. Frustrate. Frustrating or frustrated. To balk, to foil, to bring to nothing, to render of no effect. So either what you have done in the past didn't have any effect, so you're changing your opinion or you're changing your frame of mind and you're moving in another direction. Or somebody previous that you were dealing with, you've left that situation because whatever it was not going in your favor or just wasn't headed in the direction that you wanted it to. So it was really frustrating for you and you just separated and left that situation. Can we get a little bit more on the moving or leaving behind something? This could be to do with a brother, or maybe this is somebody that is of like age, because we've got a Knight of Coins. Somebody that's not very good with money, not very good with words, doesn't listen to their inner child or their third eye chakra. So you got a Knight of Clubs, and then you got a Knight of Coins in reverse. This could be the person you walked away from, or this is the person that you don't want to deal with right now. They have a smaller house. Maybe they're in comparison. So this could be two brothers, brother-in-law. It doesn't seem like they're related through blood. Doesn't seem like blood ties. But their means, or their horses here, that's what I'm noticing. Their means of how they do things or how they get to where they need to be are similar. The horses, so this could be like, I'm almost getting like maybe something else is similar. I don't want to say spouses because that's kind of rude. I'm not going to say like their spouse is a horse or something like that. That's weird. Although a lot of people do refer certain people to horses. Like breaking a horse and green horse and all that bullshit. I'm not even going to get into that because that's a little bit triggering for me. It's just degrading. Because horses are beautiful animals. With beautiful spirits, free spirits. And they all have their own personality. And you don't fuck with a horse. Because you'll get bucked off, bit, or stepped on. And you ain't a true rider till something like that happens to you. You have to have mutual respect too. Even the natives knew that. You have to have respect for the animals. You can't cage them in. Okay, younger energy here. This 9 of Clubs energy. This is somebody that is witnessing this whole thing, maybe between the two. Like I said, this could be brother-in-laws or something like that. This is a person that's watching this whole thing unfold. This is a person that used to be ready for battle, has probably joined in many times of battle. Maybe this is the father of this person here. And is deciding not to do so right now. Their original intention was through solar plexus energy. So they are just a doer. They just wanted to learn hands-on or create or ask questions or just be outside, and then all of a sudden that demeanor kind of changed. They've got this huge cloak where it's just words now that cover them up. It's words now that are who they are or how they are supposed to be carrying themselves or how they're viewed, when really their true identity should be out of the solar plexus. Some people's chakras, like different ones they interact with. I personally, my favorite color when I was a child is purple. And I had so many visions and I said so much shit to adults and scared the fuck out of them. And I was suppressed and oppressed to keep my gifts at a very minimal factor. So much so that I was deemed irrelevant at a certain point, which is unfortunate because they could have nurtured that and they could have been privy to everything that I'm going to have and more. And I would have probably shared that freely, willingly with them. I know at this very state, tomorrow when I get $1 million or something like that, I'd be wanting to share with people because that's not what's all important to me. That's not at all what's all important to me. I'd be willing to share my abundance with tons of people. Anyways, so this person should be out of their solar plexus energy. Maybe they're supposed to follow in the footsteps of this person here. And they've been watching this whole situation unfold, whatever this is. Let's see what this situation is. What do we got going on here? Leaving, moving, maybe real estate. This has to do with business. Oh, this fly. I have one of those fly swatters with a zap on it. I don't have to use it, but if I have to use it, maybe that's the situation here. I don't want to have to do something I don't want to do. Your gifts, talents, and abilities are real. Okay, so who I'm speaking to, Aquarius. If these are not your energies here, there's 3 of them specifically. Then these are people you're dealing with. Your energy hasn't come out on the table yet. But your gifts, talents, and abilities are real. So anybody treating you less than or treating you like you aren't relevant or that your opinion doesn't matter or anything like that, that's not true. Believe in yourself, trust in yourself. You were given the gift of emotion. Okay, water bearer. You were given the gift. And then you got amethyst too. If you need to use amethyst, that might help you. Past life oracle card. What's the pattern here? Father energy. Okay, so this is a reoccurring pattern. Maybe not just in your life, but these people here. Like I said, this could be father and son. This is a reoccurring pattern. It doesn't need to reoccur. There's lots of things that can be done to be mended. There's lots of things that can be done to fix whatever issue this is. And as far as I'm aware right now, these people are still present. They're still here. So they still have the capacity to do that. Take it as it resonates for you. Could even be women in masculine energy, but I'm picking up on masculine energy. 3 of them. 1 of which is in the reverse. What's the situation here? Get a little bit more in-depth detail, please and thank you. Oh, and now we got the Knight of Swords. There's a 3rd person out here on top of the other one. So we got 3 knights. 3 knights. Who is this? This is somebody that goes their own separate way. They may not be a part of this. This is somebody that definitely has spoken and said what they needed to say, and they are not. This energy feels separate. Even though it's another knight, it feels separate from these 2, whatever these 2 have going on here. And this is the witness here. This younger man, woman, whoever this is a younger witness to it. May even be related. That could be a father. So this energy out here is an outsider, I want to say, or somebody that's not participating. I think they go more towards a logic and reason. You have 2 cards that flipped up here. Persecution and Inquisition. This is definitely a pattern, all right? These are past life oracle cards, so these are patterns that are set in play. Hopefully nobody is being set up. Vacuum. V-A-C-C-U-M-E. Yumi. Maybe this person here, the Knight of Clubs, wants this the Knight of Clubs wants this 9 of Clubs to follow in the same footsteps, like I said before. And this other person was against it. This Knight of Coins in the reverse. Even though they're not good at money, it doesn't mean they don't have a good heart, right? They have green boots on. So it doesn't mean they don't do things with good intention. They could have said something to this other person here to get them to not go in the same footsteps. So maybe when they had time alone with this person, maybe this is a nephew, uncle, or whatever, they had time to sit down and talk with them, and they kind of coerced them in a way, in a good way. Like they said, listen, you're free to choose whatever you want, kid. Like, you don't have to listen to your dad. He may be my brother and such, but whatever. Or I may not be good with money and he's good with money, but such and such, or whatever. Like, there's just a situation going on here. This person, I'm going to get a little bit more on this Knight of Swords over here. But whatever it is, it does have ties with the father cycle. Could to do with healing. Persecution and Inquisition, that's usually one taking the blame or fall for another. So when it comes to generational, the cycles get passed down. So let's say father did not learn this, and this that was on his checklist of things to do within his 100 years of living. Then this person now has to step up to the plate and is supposed to take over the same steps. But maybe this person already, from watching, learned certain lessons and doesn't want to recreate that, doesn't want to do the same, does not want to be persecuted for lessons that weren't learned on his father's side, or his father's father, whatever that is. That is definitely masculine energy there. And then we have Atlantis too. Atlantis ties, Atlantean ties. You being Aquarius. Water energy, aquamarine may help. This is, remember, February 16th to March 11th. So that would be, could even possibly be considered like close to Pisces if it were to be 12 zodiac, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, I'm so used to doing the 13 now. Something to do with the seaweeds. Being caught. Being fearful of that which isn't actually fearful. So having phobias or fears over certain things that aren't actually to be afraid of. You know, when we're kids and we're out swimming in a lake, I don't know about you, I was thrown off the dock to swim. And that little touch on the bottom of your foot from the seaweed gives you this jolt. At first, it scared the shit out of me. And then I learned how to absorb that through my body. Almost like going from hot water to freezing cold water. Instead of pulling away from it, you absorb it through your whole body and you disperse it through your whole body and you kind of alchemize it. If that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense to you, that's okay. This is for only specific people right now. But that Atlantean tie. Understanding the fears, understanding the phobias, and instead of allowing it to control you, maybe absorbing the information that you can from it and not making the same mistakes. Quite possibly. Can we get a little bit more of this persecution, inquisition? What is this? Is this steps? Same cycles? What is this? Yeah, right. Okay, King of Swords. Right out. Making sure words are spoken. A lot of men here. If this is masculine energy, it is dominating this Aquarius reading right now. Knight of Clubs, Knight of Coins in reverse, Nine of Clubs, but it's feeling like a youthful, younger male energy. Father energy, Knight of Swords. This is going all the way back. Atlantean ties. Persecution, Inquisition. Now we've got the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Those two may be separate as well. Can we get a little bit more? Let's do one at a time. What's this Knight of Swords energy? Knight of Swords energy. Knight of Swords. Very well could be women that are in masculine energy too. Not portraying to be a man, but in their masculine energy. So you take the roles, apply them as it fits. Okay, don't force nothing. But this very well could be a group of women or group of men. So far, it's looking to me like a group of men. Not wanting to juggle, not wanting to have to jump over hoops. Not wanting to have to balance emotion with money. How do you balance emotion with money? Or maybe putting aside emotion when it comes to money, when it comes to worth and value. That could be this Knight of Coins energy in reverse. That could be their tie to why their money is not good, because in the upright you've got this solar plexus energy waving the flag with the sun, which would be representative of gold, right? But it's in the reverse. But if this person's not accountable, this person is not going to take into account, there could have been something to do with this Nine of Clubs energy, this younger person, maybe this nephew, maybe something happened. If they're not going to take accountability for whatever they did, that has a direct tie with their money. So I'm getting emotions and pentacles. Very much so. That solar plexus energy. And this person, all they want to really truly be in is their solar plexus energy. But I don't know if they are. It doesn't feel like they are. And then we got the Three of Clubs coming out here in the reverse. So whatever ships they thought were coming in, or whatever they thought they were supposed to receive, or whatever they were waiting for, or whatever battles they were planning is not going through. This is not happening here. Can we get a little bit more? Let's see. What's this Three of Clubs energy? Island Time Illness card. Oracle card. Lightning. Sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, and transformation. So shit's going down, whatever this is. The changes that have been made have been so shocking and surprising that it's completely... maybe changing the way you yourself are seeing things. I'm almost getting this Nine of Clubs energy, if this is you. But this doesn't feel like you. Aquarius? This feels like you are watching all of this happening on the outside. Personally, that's what I'm getting. Like if Aquarius, let's say this pink card here is to be you. And then you're kind of in the background and you're watching all of this and getting whatever understanding you can. What's this sudden change? Shocking news. What's this? Precedent. Proceeding. Going before in time. Anterior. What's on the anterior? Ant. It's good to have to do with an ant. To precedent. It's usually what's happening right now. Taking place. Sling. To throw, to hang, as to swing, to place in a sling, kind of like a broken arm, okay? An instrument for throwing stones. This could be people throwing stones and hiding their hands. A bandage to support a wound limb. A rope for raising heavy articles. Leverage. That's what I'm getting off that one. And if you can see, this woman's hands are bound between both sides, both right side and left side, light and dark, yin and yang, masculine and feminine. This could be the person that's in the middle, this energy here, whoever you are. You could feel like you're being torn between all these people. Very well could be. What's this Three of Clubs energy in the reverse? Your abilities are real, okay? You have to have some faith and trust in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Even if you're torn between all these fecal people, all these shitty people. Even if you're torn between all these people and the decisions they're making or whatever is unhealed or your own unhealed stuff or your own ties, you're still going to have to stand up for yourself at some point. What's in you, okay? You have to believe in your gifts and abilities. Star. Right on the nose. Star energy. Short property. Something to do with short property. Maybe the lawn's short. Something to do with not having a property or not being given or giving a property. Short property. What does that mean? Rationality. Land and water. There's that balance between the two. I think your natural ability to want, it's giving me that water bear too, your natural ability to want to use your emotions to help other people is very interesting. It is a talent of yours, and you can use it for good, but it can also be used against you. And I don't think you like that. So I don't know if you embrace your full talents and gifts when you should. I think you should. Productivity, that's what your productivity is. Let's get some runes. That is your success. Oh, where'd that go? Good catch. What can you get for Aquarius? I want to get a little bit more over here too. What's going on with this property or these men or women? What's going on with this whole setting? Whole upsetting. All over the sun energy. So inner child energy. A lot of turmoil and trauma is unresolved. People not using their solar plexus. People wanting to be in their solar plexus but not doing it. You being in the star-like energy, which requires the solar plexus. I don't know. Okay, these are the Elder Firth Arc. Give me a second. I'm going to read them to you. You can find out their proper meanings. There's multiple. Redo. There's this one right here. Literally looks like an arm. So movement forward. That's good. That's one of them. Hagalaz. A little bit of chaos. Clearly what we just talked about. Almost looks like an H. Look them up. Elder Firth Arc. Or you could say Futhark. I think that's how you pronounce it. Futhark. Pardon me if I butcher certain things. And then we've got Kaunan, acceptance, also communication, necessary, I think in this case. And then we got Sawilo, sun, solace, right there. Right? You can look them up on your own. What do we do about all this? Let's go back to these two knights over here. Actually, that's what I wanted to find out. What's this Knight of Swords? King of Swords energy. Do they have anything to do with this? Are they separate? What is this? One of them is resting and relaxing or recovering. Both of them are swords. So these would be people that are very good with their silver tongue. They're very good at speaking with words. What they say. Maybe that's part of their job. But one of them is resting and relaxing. Maybe recovering from something. A betrayal or an injury or an ailment. And the other one, 8 of Cups, gone on their own journey. Like I said, they're not a part of this. They're kind of off to the side. So this could be uncle, father, cousin, whatever this is. So one of them is taking a little wee nap or resting or recovering, and the other one's going on a journey. They're not a part of this, or they don't want to be. It does feel like they're part of this. Everybody is technically all connected. Okay, we all have impacts on each other, and we all affect each other, whether we like to admit it or not. And you, Aquarius, let's see what your overall energy is, other than the star. Aquarius. In generosity, you want to be generous about something. Maybe to this young one over here. You want to be generous, maybe with pentacles. You want to help this person. That would be what I would assume be father too. I don't know. That could have been the person that gave you the information, or you gave information to them. That was shocking. energy. We got the stars, 6 of coins. That one you don't want to take a look at. Oh. Working on betrayal. I don't know if that's what you're doing, but somebody was doing it. And it's not wanting to be shown. How do you be generous in working on betrayal? Unless it's against one of your enemies, I guess. Do you want to go eye for eye? Is it worth it? I don't know. Let's see. I think at this point you're not sure either. But you got the star energy, you got the sun energy here. 2 very hot commodities. Any other information here for Aquarius? Your blood carries all you need and is a blueprint or map to heal self and others. All you need is in you. Trust you are safe. Gotta do the right things, right? And Pinnate, sealed walrus, sea lion, pituitary gland, hypophyses, sherry, port, or other strengthened wine, schooner, manzanilla, shield, eschuton, boss, pavis, and testu D. Take it as it resonates. Potentiality. Oh, that's a lot. I'm going to leave this right here, okay? Hopefully that helps. Yeah, one more card. 2 more cards. Page of Swords. There's another young one involved. There's 2 of them. They could be brothers. And ships. Who are you taking aboard the ship? If they're mutiny, how are you manning the ship or womaning the ship? What direction are you following? Are you listening to the compass? Are you dropping anchor? So many different references to this ship. This is past life, reoccurring cycles, past life oracle, which are currently happening right now. Okay, remember to love you. Please do.